Coraline is full of secrets, but some of its best kept ones are not in the movie or books. This is a mystery that, for many fans, might not even be something they know about. Heck, even I wasn't aware of it at first. This is the story of the mystifying Coraline Boxes and keys to the other world, the clues they contain, and how the hunt for answers has led to some very interesting roadblocks. So what would you do if you received a cryptic old box full of disembodied heads, tiny hands and feet, and headless torsos that mysteriously showed up on your doorstep, sent from the other mother nonetheless? You'd squint with your little button eyes as you creaked this package open to find a wide variety of odd things. So these Coraline boxes, back in 2008 through early 2009, 50 different boxes were sent out to various people prior to the film's release. Now, this was during a time when the internet wasn't as, well, readily connected as it is now. YouTube and social media were a thing, but they were honestly still in their infancy. So the knowledge of these boxes wasn't really broadcast across the web like they would be today. Most of the people who received these were bloggers, but some people like Neil Gaiman himself received his own author box. All of this is a very creepy, cool, and certainly Portland weird for a PR campaign, and I'm all about it. But even being as big of a fan as I am, I honestly had no idea this was a thing. If you didn't read that specific blog that got one, you likely wouldn't know. And even if you did, you might not know that the boxes all contained different things. It wasn't until a fellow Nebula creator reached out to me to tell me about it that I started doing tons and tons of research into it. David of Ironic Sands messaged me seemingly out of the blue one day, asking if I was familiar with the Coraline boxes. I was riveted. He also sent over some amazing photos of the box he had gotten. Box number 40, the Headless Scotties, which honestly feels like a reverse Godfather horsehead on the bed threat situation. Someone else, Toys Are Evil, got the Scotty Heads box, number 23. I'm not sure which is more ominous, heads or tails, but both are insanely cool. David said he remembered getting an email out of the blue saying, "We want to send you something." Other bloggers had different cryptic first encounters, which I'll get to. The something turned out to be this handmade treasure trove. The unboxing photos David sent are so detailed, just like the actual movie props within. The movie stills, book quote, and personalized button-sealed letter set the tone for what lies within. A little gold halo, a black furred torso, a gray furred torso, and a silicone one, which unfortunately was so delicate that it got more damaged in transit to its final home, tearing from the pin. The details on these props is astounding. And of course, there's a key with a unique password to Coraline.com. Each blogger box came with a key and special password to use on Coraline.com that would show a special promotional behind-the-scenes video, depending on the code that was used. Button Eyes is one that would show the creation of some of the characters. It kind of reminds me of the website Gravity Falls launched with their Book of Bill, except only a relative handful of people got to experience it firsthand for Coraline. Note that currently at the time of making this video, Coraline.com now redirects to the Fathom Events site where you can buy tickets to the 15th anniversary remastered Coraline movie. Unfortunately, when this video comes out, you will no longer be able to see it in theaters, alas. But Leica didn't just send out bespoke prop boxes complete with Henry Selick's slick signature. No, they really did try to tailor each box specifically to its recipient, almost like they had eyes on them for a while. If you got such a box, maybe search your home or under your bed for a button-eyed mini-you, just saying. Each person also got a letter written specifically to them with a personalized paragraph praising the creative and their efforts. Now, of these 50 boxes, a lot did end up online in some way, shape, or form, but not all of them did. So why don't we track down some of these boxes from 15 years ago and see what they contained? Like in the original Coraline book, Tomopop's box number 1 gets really creepy really fast. It contains the mini Coraline doll, the one YB drops off, kicking off the other mother's spying and manipulation of Coraline's life, the doll that leads her to the little corridor door. This very real doll came wrapped in newsprint, just like it did in the movie, and I'd really like to know what the actual newspaper says. Something about a veil like Feyfog or a veil between worlds? Curious, I need more! The box itself looks constructed like the planked well cover, but we've got so much more to unbox, so let's carry on. Box 2 is eerily simple, but it was tougher to track down. It contains a disembodied and segmented Coraline puppet hand with a bottle of her signature blue nail polish, Twitchy Witchy Blue. Other blogs got this too. Here's a photo. On the original blog is a detailed account of how Laika originally, subtly, reached out. Through a comment on this blogger's post about the Buffy quote on Neil Gaiman's blog, asking the writer to email the team at Coraline.com. This blogger was brave like Coraline, and so did. In response, the Coraline team replied, "We are a group of artists, puppet makers, and animators who, for the past 3 years, have been working on our new film, Coraline. We are great admirers of your work online and therefore want to send you something special, something handcrafted. We only made 50 of these something specials, and we think yours will be right up your alley. We'd love to send it to you soon, so please email us back with your mailing address at your earliest convenience. Sincerely, the Coraline team, Portland, Oregon." Bit of a tangent, this blogger was feeling weird about the whole sending the address thing, so emails Neil Gaiman himself to see if this is legit. And Neil emails her back, assuaging her worries. How exciting! But yes, even from the start, these mystery boxes have always had a cryptic, creepy undertone. Even just seeing how their targets were contacted originally. In this case, via a comment on a blog. Stainless steel droppings meticulously and lovingly documented their box number 3, which notably contained exoskeleton, a very big clue as to the other mother's final form before the movie even came out. Coupled with this clue is a quote from the book. "The other mother looked healthier than before. There was a little blush to her cheeks and her hair was wriggling like lazy snakes on a warm day." Explains how the other mother restores her life force by siphoning it off of her guests that stay in the other world. Cool spoiler. The crafting, knitting, and fashion focus blogs got boxes that highlighted the costuming prop side of the movie. Material from the other mother's outfit, fabric swatches, Coraline's pajama set, and bobbins. Everything a creepy crafter could want. Fashion Piranha got dismembered torsos and fabric swatches of our dear mid-level terror other mother. Well, character O Mother 2, the in-between phase. Fashion Piranha explains that the square check cloth on her dress is actually painted onto the body. The other swatches must be inspiration swatches. Such a cool detail. Wendy knits this adorable box as a nerdy knitter's dream. Not only does it contain upper and lower boot spats for Other Spink's character with the following book quote, "There, Miss Spink was wearing green tights and high brown boots that went most of the way up her legs." But it's super relevant because Team Coraline knows this person likes to knit socks, which require very small knitting needles. But it also contains the pattern for Coraline's starry sweater. Other Mother knows I'd love to cast that project on. Note that cool variegated green work in progress on the needles is a personal project of the bloggers, as much as it looks like the Seeing Stone. Not gonna lie, I am extremely enamored with box number 8. It's the Other Mother's full toolkit to make her creepy dolls. Basically, the set piece from the very, very start of the film, which, thanks to this script snippet included in the box, the name of this limbo space is Mysterious Sewing Room. It's gorgeous and very sharp and pointedly creepy. Something to make you a bit less squeamish about these sinisterly sharp-looking tools. The blogger makes a point to share that despite them looking painfully metallic, they are not, just painstakingly crafted to look like it. Phew. This blog no longer exists, but I can't get over its does not exist landing page. Amazing. But Laika also sent boxes to stop-motion artists with blogs of their own. Like Dark Matter, Box 9, a stop-motion animation blog that got a 3D viewer as well as the other father's arms, one cut open and showing little joints in the wire arm. Dark Matter writes about wanting to dissect the rest of the arm. And did. You can check it out on their Flickr. Other stop-motion blogs got similar but still unique boxes. I particularly enjoyed the Cat's Open Maw. It looks like a big yawn, so I can't feel unsettled by it. Animation Archive, box number 37, got an animation archive. But it's not just a simple scrapbook. No, this fantastic fabric bomb tome looks like the button eye box, and even has the lace spine edging that looks so much like the lace border at the very start of the film. The red top stitching is just the icing on the welcome home cake. The Lines in Color blog got, well, lines and colors in the form of concept art of the gorgeous flora in the film, as well as the cutest mini button eye box ever. How fun is this upper garden illustration? The Spoiler blog got a box containing the Looking Stone, the key to Coraline's success in finding the ghost children's eyes. Makes perfect sense, literally spoiling the other mother's plot. Other boxes include little jars of little buttons from the intro scene, tiny feet, plaits of the wig from Miss Forcival's Venus hair, hanks of blue hair swatches, and a still of Coraline looking under the bed, her hair falling down. The scene seems insanely difficult to have animated. This box 33 also contains Twitchy Witchy Blue nail polish, custom made for C, according to the label, and stills of Coraline wearing it while holding the key. Box 29 also got this polish and this adorable hat box within a hat box. Imagine getting Mr. Bobo's stinky cheese in the mail. Cool Hunting, box number 28, did, along with organic beets, of course. Good thing the nose for cheese smelling went elsewhere in box 13. Probably better than the Zanzibar bug chocolates, right? This blog also points out, and yes, sharp-eyed readers may notice that the chocolate beetles from Zanzibar is featured in the Z poster. Z is for Zanzibar, where chocolate beetles come from. Surprisingly tasty, if you can catch one. This little comment sends us down another Coraline promo rabbit hole, the Alphabet movie posters. These reveal a lot about the movie before it came out, like I. I is for imposters that look just like you, but live in a world too good to be true. And R. R is for ragdolls, they look so benign, secretly watching you all of the time. And T. T literally shows the mom and dad hiding in the snow globe. Spoiler much? Sheesh. Yeah, it's 15 years too late, but these posters are just amazing. Perhaps another stealth promotion of the Coraline movie release were these mysterious button keys that would appear on buildings. But back in Box World, while we've covered a lot of them, there's still plenty more than that, and honestly, all of these boxes are really, really cool. But this is where the mystery and the problem sets in, because not all of these boxes are actually accounted for, nor have they shown up online. So out there, somewhere, are some boxes that the world at large has never seen before. This is also where it gets troubling. Back in 2009, when people were unraveling the mystery behind the contents of all 50 boxes, there were some people who took advantage of the situation to try to profit off of some of the missing boxes. Going down the rabbit hole, we can find a Blogspot post by Evil Buttons on the topic, documenting one of these scams. There was an eBay seller trying to scam people into buying the missing box number 31 contents, which included an Other Mother doll and a doll of the Coraline doll. The description on the eBay post read as follows. You are bidding on a special one-of-a-kind Other Mother porcelain statue from Neil Gaiman's Coraline movie. The doll stands 20 inches supported by an upright stand and can be posed. The details on this rare promo is phenomenal. The dress is sparkly sewed sequins with shoulder petals. The hair and button eyes are precisely applied and the apron is crushed velvet with gold trim. Her fingernails are painted black. Her dress glistens when it hits the light. Truly an amazing collector piece. You will get the figure, shipped securely, and the promo key with website tag. Auction does not include the original mystery box. Sorry, I'm keeping that. The Evil Buttons blog kept excellent tabs on the whole story as it unfolded, and even Neil Gaiman himself got involved on his own blog at the time, stating that the costumes were not official and the doll was clearly homemade. Certainly a big wrench thrown into the mix. If one fake box surfaced, were there perhaps others that were fakes? In a final update from Evil Buttons, the doll listings for both the Coraline doll and the Other Mother doll had been removed from eBay, and the seller, well, they're no longer a registered user. And to this day, box number 31 is still missing. But box 41 does belong to some lucky bidder. It seems that Coraline Box with handcrafted collectible relics was up for auction for charity. It contained Coraline's military hat, her rubber boots, a metal door key, and signed stills from the film. But no note, so maybe it was never assigned a blogger and was waiting for the perfect other family to take it in for charity. But looking at the wide spread of boxes that we have been able to see, the amount of artistry in creating them is remarkable. Quotes from the book and movie script directly correspond to the contents of the box, like number 21, Wig Box, has a quote about the Other Mother stroking Coraline's hair with her long white fingers. It makes the contents of the box, the stop-motion wig bases, that much creepier in my opinion. A lot of the blogs that notcaught.com links to have long since changed or deleted their posts. It's understandable, it's been 15 years, which is eons online. I've credited the images and blogs in the video with how they were credited when this original list was compiled. This has been a ridiculous amount of detective work finding all of these missing blogs in an attempt to find the missing boxes. The fact that some of these boxes are still missing keeps the mystery alive and makes me wonder what else could be waiting to be discovered. Somewhere out there, sitting perhaps in someone's attic, in their basement, or just tucked away in a closet could be one of these boxes. So in a true unsolved mystery fashion, if you know anything else about the Coraline boxes, or perhaps know someone who does, please drop a comment down below. And of course, thanks Leica for the thrills and chills and for keeping Portland weird one animation at a time. And if your team sees this video and wants to help us in the hunt, we are certainly all ears. But that brings our mystery dive to a close. Thanks for watching, and do be sure to subscribe so you won't miss the next video crawling out of the cauldron quite soon.